This is a beautiful cemetery here in Springfield, Ohio. I'm paying my respects to Suzanne Hopper out here at Myers Cemetery. I'm getting a strange urge to take a photo. I don't know why.
Artie, can you hear me?
Hello?
Artie, it's your wife.
Where are you?
I'm right behind you.
What do you mean?
Look at me. I'm over here now.
I don't know.
Oh, now I'm in your trousers.
I don't think. Hang on. It's too dark. Let me take a flash photo. Hang on. Hang on. It's still developing. Let me shake it. I only have Polaroid camera. I was just out there taking photos of the graves.
Are you using one of those artsy-fartsy little cameras that print out the picture for you in 2020?
Yeah, I got it at the Urban Outfitters in, I don't know, is there one in Cincinnati?
Who are you, Artie? Look at the picture.
Oh. All I
Notice
see
anything?
Is I see, it's just you, it's just like a shining orb. Me and the shining orb.
It's me!
What do you mean?
Sean Gee made me an orb.
You mean those spirit orbs are real? They're really spirits?
Yeah, there's tons of them around here. I don't know what they're all doing or how they became orbs, but they're all flying around. I see them off in the distance. I can see actually for miles and miles and miles. I'm not bound by the limits of a body anymore.
Well,
it's actually kind of nice.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your furlough. So he couldn't just give you, just like me, when he made me come back to Earth and put me in a body that had brain soup, he couldn't just give you a furlough. He had to turn you into a spirit orb.
He's a fucking dick.
Now we can't even make love. Are you serious?
Oh,
or can we?
We can make love. I could be a succubus if you wanted me to, honey.
Oh, well, we'll get into that later. Why can I only see you as a spirit orb? Is that the only way? Can you manifest in other ways?
If you was some sort of medium, I'm sure you could see me, or at least interact with me a little easier, but you seem to be hearing me pretty well.
Well, I can hear you just fine, but hang on, let me take another picture.
What color am I?
Just a second, the first one you were red. Let me see.
I hope I'm blue.
You're a little purple in this one.
Oh
so
my god, no! Sean Gee couldn't
well,
make me a blue orb?
Well, I would assume that maybe you're an orb that alternates between red and blue, and the camera caught you in between the two.
Oh, fucking great. Now I'm the fucking colors of a cop car light.
Oh, yeah, I guess you don't want to be that, but, well, that's what
here
Sean
we
Gee
are.
made you. I mean,
Artie, we gotta get to business.
You're right. Either way, you know.
What brought you here? What brought you here to visit the grave of the great late Deputy Suzanne Hopper? May her soul rest in peace.
I was sitting at home and I, was waiting to hear back from you, and I was thinking about you in ghost jail, and, when I was thinking of jail, I started thinking of the police, and when I started thinking of the police, how could I think of anybody but Deputy Suzanne Hopper? Hello?
She fucking shot me!
Oh my god!
She fucking shot me! Help!
Deputy!
Officer down!
Oh my god!
Officer
Deputy!
down!
Deputy Suzanne!
What's going on? What is that?
I think that's the ghost of Deputy Suzanne. Hello?
I'm in severe pain. I'm in severe pain.
I think she's perpetually in a state of dying from a shotgun wound.
That's so miserable. They say 3 a.m. is the witching hour. That might be why we are seeing all of these spirits.
I don't want to hear this fucked up dead thing talking to me. I don't care if it was police. Can we go somewhere else?
Yeah, let's go. We can go back to the car, but I know. Let me just speak to it real quick. Miss Hopper, Deputy Hopper, your grave has a lovely bench to sit on.
I don't fucking care. I'm dying. Help me.
I'm sorry you're in pain, but you died in January of 2011.
Listen, you don't talk to my husband like that.
She doesn't understand, Mom. She's been dead for 8 years now. Let's just go and let her die.
Oh my god.
I didn't want to have to see that. I just came here because it's a nice bench. I don't know how long Javier is going to be gone. He took the card, and he didn't really say when he'd be back, but if he comes back, he's going to flip my brain switch and turn me back into a soup.
Where's the place he likes to go to the most? When I was with him, he was always at that damn club.
Yeah, he likes to go. Did you know Club Mask in Dayton closed? So he's going to Diesel.
Club Mask in Dayton
I swear
closed?
to God. Yeah, I swear to God, I heard about it today. It closed like in the 2019. I had no idea. Not even because of coronavirus.
God.
I know. So he's been going to Diesel in Springfield.
Diesel, really?
Yeah, but I thought he's been shopping in, at the designer stores in Cincinnati, because he's been spending hundreds of thousands. I think he's been going to the casino, too, so that he can really be anywhere.
Hop on I-71 South and let's go.
I like taking road trips. It is especially going to be fun when we get down there and... Wait. What are we going to do if we find him?
We'll think of something. I guess.
Do we need to get... Do you have any...
Maybe I could flip
ghostly
the light
powers?
switch or something and freak him out.
Oh, like Nosferatu?
Exactly, just like Nosferatu. I mean,
It was
I guess
pretty
he would be in
creepy.
a club, if he's at a club or shopping at the design, I don't know how much
Well,
that
where
would
are we
scare
going?
him.
Where are we going first? Are we going to Club Diesel, or are we going to the designer stores in
I
Cincinnati?
don't know,
Are we going to the
maybe
casino?
we should check Club Diesel first just to see if he's there.
Do you have it? Well, you don't have a cell phone anymore, but let me look on the Find My Friends app.
Body.
Let me look on the Find My Friends app. Huh, he turned it off this morning.
Artie, can I say something?
Yeah?
I'm just really glad to be back together working with you doing some nefarious things.
Oh, yes, me too. I'm sad that... How long is your furlough? When do you have to go back?
I don't give a shit. I'm not going back.
Well,
I want to be this orb forever. This is
You're gonna be-
sweet.
well, but surely Shang-Yi won't let that happen. He's omnipotent. He'll find you. He'll take you back to
I
hell.
hope Latricia kills him.
I don't know if I can support that decision because I know how bad Latricia is, but I can at least support part of what you're saying, I guess.
I don't know.
What are we going to do
I bet
if
he's
we
working
get
for Latricia.
Shang-Yi?
I bet he is. He's turned into a fucking dick. When I knew him, he was always very fair. He ruled his court with surely an iron fist, but he was a very fair ghost judge.
I would say so as well.
He has showed us no mercy. We wouldn't even be in this mess if not for him.
I think he's been quite fair, at least. He let you have a furlough. He didn't let anybody else in the prison.
He sent you to a body with soup for brains.
Well, I know that was a pretty big setback, but we're past that now. I made friends with Mark Cuban and now have a new brain.
Yeah, and now,
Granted.
now your wife, she's a fucking spirit orb.
Well, but you like it, at least for
I do
now,
like
and then
it.
you
I
go
do
back
like
and you
it.
can serve out the rest of your term, and we can, negotiate with Shang-Yi and get something figured out. This isn't permanent.
Where are you headed? What are we doing?
Call the insurance, call the credit card company.
I can't call anybody!
Let me try Siri. Let me call the credit card company. Hello? Hang on, okay. Here's the number. We can call the credit card company, find out where he just spent some money, go there, try to find him.
Great idea. Call him. Hello?
Hello?
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, my credit card has been stolen.
What's your name?
Former Congressman Artie de Captany.
Can you spell that for me, honey?
Yes. First, do you want the first name or the last name first?
Last name.
Okay, it's capital D as in dog, lowercase E as in elephant.
Don't gotta tell me lowercase, baby.
Okay, capital K as in kangaroo.
K's in KKK.
Well, I didn't say that. Lowercase A as in apple, and then the rest of these are lowercase. Where am I at? PLANY.
Is this former Congressman Artie DeCaplini?
Yes, it is. That's what I said, yes.
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good.
You got quite the credit line, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Could you tell me where the last transaction was?
You been spending like crazy, baby.
Well, that's the problem. My credit card has sort of been, how you say, compromised, if you will, so...
Telling me a car was stolen?
Not exactly stolen. My boyfriend, he took...
You got unauthorized charges on your card?
Well, yes, I would say so, but it's...
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to transfer you to the right department.
Don't transfer me...
Hi, thanks for calling Discover. My name is Matt. How may I help you?
Hi, Matt. Yes, I got transferred.
Can I have your name?
It's former Congressman Artie DeCaplini. Capital D, lowercase E.
You don't have to spell it for me, Mr. DeCaplin. I know who you are.
Oh, okay.
What seems to be going on with your card?
Well, I got how you say, my boyfriend, he took it and he's spending more money, but I just need to know kind of where they were. Can you tell me what the last address of the... I'm trying to go down there and get him and stop him.
Former Congressman, I don't need to know the whole story. I just need to know, what is the last charge you remember on your card so I can go back and look on your statement and see.
Well, the last thing that I bought was McDonald's for a couple dollars on last Tuesday.
Do you know the exact amount?
I want to say $5.10.
I see a McDonald's charge for $53.75, and then another McDonald's charge for $5.53, another McDonald's charge for $4.49.
I'd say it's the $5.53.
Another one for $1.07.
No, that's not me.
I actually have a few here for $1.07.
They have good $1 drinks, any size.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, actually $5.10. So that was 2 weeks ago.
Last Tuesday, yes. That's what and everything since then has now not necessarily been fraudulent, but,
So what we're going to have to do, Mr. DeCaplini, is we're actually going to have to cancel that card and send you a new one in the mail. Is that okay? Is the address I have on file, good? The, West Johnny Lytle address?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Now, can you just please tell me, where was the last transaction on the account? I'm trying to go get him and stop him.
Last transaction. Okay. I see a transaction for $5,300 at Diesel Bar Inc.
Oh, okay. Thank you. If I hang up, will you still send the new card?
Yes, actually, Mr. DeCap.
Okay, they said he's going to Diesel, so it'll only take us... It's like 40 minutes away from here. No, it's not.
Punch it!
It's like 5 minutes. Let's get down there. What are we gonna do when we get in town? Are we going to rough him up?
I think we gotta play it smart.
And do what?
I don't know, just fucking kill him. We'll deal with the ramifications I'll deal with the ramifications when we go back to hell.
Alright, honey.
Kill him and then kill yourself and then I'll meet you in hell.
Okay. Next time you see me, we will be at Diesel Bar, about to enact our revenge on Javier. Hang on, the phone is ringing. Hello?
You recently had a call with Discover.
Oh, fuck. Yes.
Please fill out this brief survey so that we can better help you.
Okay.
Please rate the support staff at Discover in the following areas. Say 1 for low service and 5 for very satisfied. Did your support staff adequately answer your issue? Say 1 or 5.
5.
Did your support staff greet you and say hello?
I don't know. I don't
say
remember.
1 or 5.
3.
I'm sorry. I didn't get that.
Oh, God damn it.
Hello and welcome to MOATAIF. We're back.
This is our first ever remote MOATAIF, I think, yeah, first ever remote one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, every other one was done live in person. I mean, of course, this is still live. I guess we're still recording this at the same time via, Skype in the internet of 2020.
Coming at you live from Columbus
and Savannah, Georgia. Yeah, I live in
MOATAIF.
Savannah, Georgia now. MOATAIF. It's kind of like kind of reminds me of like Wake Up San Francisco. Except like we're in I don't know why it doesn't remind me of Wake Up San Francisco at all, but I guess it's just because it's a show and now I don't know, but
it's getting actually kind of meta. Like the characters at the beginning of it, I guess now know that. I mean, doing the ad, they now know that they're in a podcast. Like they're recording a podcast too in our podcast. I don't know. It's weird,
but they're also just supposed to be it's really like if you really think about everything and try to like make sense of it, it doesn't make sense.
Well,
it does.
Think we'd like
it does to a certain extent.
We'd like it to make sense to a certain degree, but I don't know.
We don't really know what's going on with Artie and Brenda. They used to directly be related to this part of the show. Like we would be like in the same room with Artie.
But now they don't even interact with it.
And then we used to get transmissions. And from a while, there was a time
they would call it.
We'd get transmissions from Russia when Artie was in in Russia and all that shit. But now it's just kind of like this, like it's like this unspoken, like we just kind of exist in their world for a little bit.
Right.
And then
if y'all are wondering, maybe what happened to Agnes, we think that she's actually dead now because we can't find the voice for her anymore. Software we used, it's gone.
It's an old. It was like an outdated software even at the time. Like it was an older software, and all the new voices don't sound as awful. That one that you heard in the last episode was as close as we could get to Agnes, and we'll see. We'll probably use her if we can't. Brenda's got to go back to prison, so I mean we'll probably continue using her, but that's not Agnes. So I guess we'll just have a true moment of silence for Agnes, who is probably officially dead. That leads us into a story about
that moment of silence.
We went to high school
I was like gonna bow my head and everything, but I guess that's it. I guess this is a radio show or whatever we're doing. It's a podcast. You gotta keep up.
Now that's that leads us into a story about a girl we went to high school with. Now this kind of ties back into the episode that we did a couple of weeks ago about top 9 people we went to high school with. Now, we were going to talk about it then, not because I guess it might have almost factored into my list because I considered putting this person on there just because of the legendary nature of the story. But I guess we can dive into the story and determine if we even think it's really true after all these years. Because who the hell knows?
I haven't even
after
considered
all
that
this
it
time.
might not be true.
So I'm trying to remember kind of how it started now. Like the person in question is Becca Hermits. I'm just going to flat out say her name, Becca Matilda Hermits.
Is Matilda her real middle name?
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it really was.
That's her Facebook name, so I guess if anybody's listening, I mean, we're outing her.
Right. Now, I just remember, I distinctly, as I think about the story and the origins of when I heard it, I just distinctly remember being on the track, and I can't remember if we were in middle school or high school, if it was like freshman year or 8th grade year, but it was somewhere in between there. And I'm walking on the track, and somebody starts telling me that Becca Hermits shits herself and wears diapers. Now, I can't remember who it was. Xana Wright? Ben
One
Hermits?
of her friends?
Yeah.
Hold on, one of her friends told you that?
Well, why does that make it sad? To me, I'm like, that makes it more valid.
I guess it does. I always thought it was something you just heard from Jordan Burkhardt.
No, I don't think so. God's honest truth, now that I turn 25 tomorrow, my God, tomorrow's my fucking birthday, and I turned 25. Obviously I can't remember who told me that Becca Matilda Hermits shits herself, but I just remember that it was somebody that at least I was friends with. Ben Hermits. Was it Ben Hermits? Was it Xana Wright? Was it Flora Daniels? It was somebody like that.
Somebody in that group, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was somebody like that, and I believed it. I don't know why, but she was jogging on the track, and I just felt like I could see it clear as day. I'm like, that girl has a diaper.
She was running as if she had a diaper.
And I remember I stayed at their house. You know, I went to Kings Island with the Hermitses, and with Ben and Becca Hermits and their family. And I was
so random.
I was Ben's friend that he brought along. Oh. And Flora Daniels and Xana Wright were Becca's friends that she brought along. I think it was her birthday. Well, I guess it was both of their birthdays because they're twins.
They're twins. I guess it was Becca's birthday.
Yeah. She got to bring 2 friends. Maybe Ben was supposed
didn't have
to
any.
as well, and somebody backed out. I don't know, but we went, and so I'm thinking it was one of those people in that car. And that was also the time that I saw Flora Daniels' pubic hair sticking out of her.
Oh,
bikini.
That was that same story. That's that same
is
time.
Burned into my fucking mind forever.
You guys are like 15. I mean, you've had pubic hair for a few years now.
Oh, younger than that. I didn't have, as far as I remember, I didn't have any.
Oh, really?
I was stunned. I would say this was easily 7th or 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was stunned to see that.
Did it repulse you?
Yes. My reaction would probably be different today.
Yeah, something like that at that age, I would be like,
huh? No.
Oh, shit.
No, but then you got to remember it was Flora Daniels.
True. But didn't she have a glow up? Or am I just, no?
Oh. No. No,
I guess
no, she did not have a glow up. That's for goddamn sure.
Okay. But anyway, did Becca shit herself on Kings Island ride or something?
No, I'm just saying when I stayed at their house a couple times, I would try to look for more evidence. But I guess when you're at home, you don't necessarily have to wear the diaper because you can go to the bathroom as often as you want. Maybe the diaper was just something she wore at school. Now, here's the other question. Do you think it was even real? Do people I guess people can be incontinent and shit themselves, right?
Yeah, well, what I'm kind of wondering is did she explosively shit herself out of nowhere, or did it just kind of leak out of her?
Oh, God.
Because I've always thought it just kind of leaked out of her, and that's why she had to wear the diaper just to soak it up. You know, we've all had swamp ass. We all know what it's like to have a little bit of shit in there. You know, you got to go into the bathroom. It's embarrassing. You go in, you wipe.
It's
and you're
really
like,
itchy.
Yeah, and then you wipe your ass, like, after having already wiped from the last time you went to the bathroom, and you see a bunch of shit, and you're like, ew, what's wrong with me? Or it's just
like
damp.
Liquid tea. Yeah, it's like liquid tea, wet sweat.
Yeah, maybe it was that to a bigger degree, but I mean, we don't have. Maybe we could get her on the phone and ask her.
Oh my God!
Do we have the balls to do that?
Yeah, like no. Oh my God!
We could call her, like, act like we're on the like. Hi, Becca. This is Zach Roberts from 97.1. Do you remember me? You're on the radio.
Do you shit yourself?
Like, what would you like? She would never respond to something like that.
If she did shit herself, that would be so unbelievably embarrassing for her. She would never.
Oh my God.
She'd be like,
I know, and she would be like, "Oh my God! Like, how all these years, my secret has been out, and I had no idea."
Now, did she go to college?
Oh, I assume so. But,
so if she went to
I
college and she's trying to be intimate with boys, like, how do you tell somebody that? Like, look, if we're fucking, you might get shit all. She'd have to get somebody with a shit fetish.
You know, she's been dating Joe Ham.
Joe Ham?
Yeah. Who I thought was gay.
He is.
Well, he's dating Becca Hermits.
I saw him so much on Grindr. He was always on Grindr.
I know. Well, he's with Becca Hermits. I saw them together at the Speedway in Northridge.
Saw them together?
Yeah, but I had known ahead of time. I knew before then that they were like a thing. But then I confirmed by seeing them together.
I can only assume Becca had a glow up too, because Joe Ham is sexy.
No. Yeah, but no, she didn't. No.
Do you think that she might be his beard?
It very well could be, but I mean, by the fact that we saw that we had seen him on Grindr, I mean, how could it I don't know what to think. I mean, honest to God.
Yeah, maybe he was just really horny.
Is Becca Hermits a lesbian?
I don't know. Man, it's such a different life after you graduate high school. There are lots of things that happen that it's really fun to look back on and be like, that person's there now. That person did this.
You know what's interesting? Becca Hermits, a weird connection that we have now today. She worked at Menards. When we were in high school, yeah, her job. When I stayed at her house and we were getting ready to go to Kings Island, or the time that I stayed over there and we watched like the Fast and the Furious, something was playing, and she was telling stories about working at Menards.
Hold on, when did you go to Kings Island with them?
That's what I was just telling you about.
Well, no, I'm saying when. How old were y'all?
That was in like 7th or 8th grade, but obviously later. I guess I was friends with them for a while, but yeah, when we were in high school, she worked at Menards.
Did we even have a Menards in town? Am I just?
Well, they lived in New Carlisle, and so
they had.
I don't know if that made it closer, but as far as I knew, the closest Menards was Dayton. But I don't know if New Carlisle makes them closer to Dayton or not.
It does.
Yeah, so I guess that's
weird.
That's where she worked. So now I guess we have that in common. I guess I'd like to reach out to her and be like, say it on the premise of like, hey, we both worked at Menards. Let's do a Menards cast. You know what I mean? And just,
oh my gosh!
And then while we're in that, be like, did you ever have any difficulty like going to the bathroom? Like, because I found I just went to the bathroom all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I think we could actually do this. I mean, I could be the. I could be like the curator of it, like asking you guys both questions, about working at Menards. Like, so what was it like working at Menards? Like, right. How many bathroom breaks did you take while working at Menards? She'd be like 0. Least, yeah. Like, what, Becca? Do you wear a diaper or something? Like, how do you not go?
That would be the perfect way to do it. I think we have to like get on this. I think the only other way we're ever going to get any information about it is at this godforsaken class reunion, if it ever happens. And when it does happen, the only way we're going to get any information is by looking at what she's wearing and seeing if it looks like a diaper sticking out of it.
Well, you better believe that we're going to be podcasting about the reunion. I mean, probably that night. If we're going to be together, we could just bring the equipment and do a podcast that night about it. Like, you would not believe what Jacob Pond looks like today.
It's going to be easily like a 2.5-hour podcast.
Right.
I mean, at that point, we'd have to like have like, special guests, Brianna Nicole Reagan.
Oh, like, yeah, of course. We would have to have, yeah.
At that point, we'd be like, can you fucking believe? Like, I can't wait for that, truly. When is 10 years? 2013, 2023.
3 years from now. I mean, I hope to God we're still doing this. I mean, maybe it'll be like episode 500.
Well, this is episode 70. So,
if we did one every week, we'd be at like episode like 300 something, I think.
We did originally when this show started. We were very religious about following. I mean, it was like every Sunday for a while there, and then and then we slipped up on that. But hell, we're back.
Right? Yeah. I don't see any reason why we couldn't do this every Sunday. I mean, we're responsible adults now. We show up to work. We can at least show up to fucking record a podcast. Like, this is fun.
Exactly,
like,
right. Yeah,
why would we not do something that's
right.
fun?
Right, that we enjoy, right? Which I guess, I just deleted on my notepad here, Becca Matilda Hermit's poops herself, so I guess that can move us on to the next
the good transition.
Point, which is just simply, the other night I was thinking, because, I really liked the discussion that we had about, like, top 9 high school people we went to high school with. I thought it was a really good conversation starter, and I was like, what kind of goes along with that? There's not very many things, like top 10 movies. Well, we've already done that. That's episode fucking 2 of this show.
We did top. I guess I remember that. Yeah, that was years ago. Like, must have been like 2015.
It was episode 2. Yeah, and
holy shit.
Now we're here at episode 70, and we're gonna talk about hottest, I guess, celebrities.
Top nuttin'. I mean, we came up with the Zach told me this idea.
Stories, literally like
mere moments before mere seconds before we started this.
I guess it could just be stories relating to that. It doesn't have to be like necessarily these are people I've
Now I remember when we were in high school and we were hanging out with we were like 15, 16 years old, driving around in the car. We would always talk about hot celebrities. I mean, just because we were like puberty, like in the height of puberty.
Right, of course.
That's all we would do. And I remember I always had a big crush on Michael Cera. And I don't see it anymore. I don't know why I did. I think it's just because he was an effeminate man, and I was just he would probably take it in the ass pretty good.
Oh my God.
I mean, this is a vulgar podcast.
I certainly agree with that. I mean, I completely who didn't have a crush on Michael Cera? I mean,
oh really? That was normal?
Oh, no, I don't know if it was normal, but just I'm saying I certainly agree with you. And I'm sure there are people out there who do as well. But, I mean, if you see the young man today, his nose is honking. Those nostrils are just so open. It's disgusting. It's all I look at when I see him. The young man made his Broadway debut not a few,
Really?
Now it's been a long time ago, but it was like 2014, 2015.
I'd like to see him on there. I mean, I wouldn't even really say a hot celebrity at this point. I don't really. No. And I'm curious what you have to say, because you're the one who came up with this. I mean, surely you have ideas about who you think is just
kind
up
of
there.
The thing that I was thinking is just kind of like how as I'm thinking about it, nobody comes to mind.
Really?
Yeah, but the first person that I guess would come to mind, when you think like, I guess when you think of like, who are the people that get named for these sorts of things, and one that I guess I would agree with is Scarlett Johansson. She's certainly a beautiful but here's the thing. It's hard when you include her because suddenly I think, oh, well, I'm disappointed in her film career.
I'm not thinking that sort of thing. I'm really thinking of like, have I ever jerked off to Scarlett Johansson?
Well, and in that sense, yes. No, I haven't.
Oh, the answer is yes for me. Lost in translation. I've jerked off to her.
Yeah. Well, yeah. See, I never did. So I guess if we're going with that question, then I guess at that case, then the first people that pop into my mind are Paris Hilton and Vanessa Hudgens, and that's so
random. I don't find Paris Hilton that attractive. Of course, I've jerked off to her sex tape because it's like, celebrity sex tape.
Of course, it's taboo, and also at the same time they are famous, so it's like extra sexy.
Right.
But I had I've been over sexualized my entire life.
Yeah.
And
there's no doubt about that.
A couple of the classic like things that I remember most are like making that calendar when I was a child of like cartoon characters having sex, like Fred Flintstone and
you made a calendar just on your own as like on like what, like Microsoft Word or something?
Yeah, as like a kid.
Like, what did you use to even make it?
I think Microsoft Word, yeah, and I just would find the photos and drag and drop them in there, and it was like Monday, and it's Barney Rubble, eating out Betty. You know what I mean?
No, what's the reason about making it into a calendar in case somebody found it? They'd be like, that's just my calendar.
Because I thought it was cool. That's the thing, is like I thought it was funny. I wanted to make my own calendar. You didn't think anything of it. Yeah, I just like
you didn't think anything of this.
Everybody has cool
nature.
Calendars. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make a cool calendar that's got all these funny photos, in it, and all these cool pictures. I guess that's like one of those classic documents, and the other classic document is something I guess I'll call the folder or the file. I can't remember what I used to call it. But under it, I had for a while rejected my parents. Dad and Alicia got a new bed, and I got their old bed frame, which at one point had like a water bed in it. So it was like a big, huge like wooden frame, and it had underneath like drawers. It was big enough to have like drawers built.
That's a nice bed.
The bed frame, right? And we put like a nice like one of those. It's not an air mattress, but it's like a professional air mattress. The same way like it was a luxury thing, like the same way a water mattress was at the time.
Yeah,
like a luxury
pillow top air mattress,
right?
For
it
extreme
wasn't like
body comfort.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't like just something they got at Walmart. It was like a legitimate air mattress bed thing that took the place of the water mattress. But underneath, on both sides, were these deep drawers. And if you can imagine, the drawers would meet. The drawers underneath wouldn't meet. So at the base of the bed was this little, like, 6-inch by 6-inch hole that had like a little piece of wood, like decorative wood that you put there. And if you removed the decorative piece of wood, it was just the in between of where the backs of the two drawers. So it was just like all this little compartment all the way down.
Perfect
the
place
of my
for
bed.
a secret file.
Exactly. I also stored bottles of piss down there because I was.
Why? Is that just something we all did as kids? Because I used to do that too. I used to collect my piss and just keep it places. Why did we do that?
For me, I was just too afraid to go to the bathroom after my parents went to bed because it was too dark and I was too afraid to walk
that's
kind
of cute, actually.
So I'd pee in the bottles and then hide them under my bed until I would, remember
Dump
and
'em
throw
out.
them away. It wasn't too long, like it wasn't like a gross amount, but
right.
But one of the things that I stored under there was a manila folder that inside I had stapled, printed on fucking printer paper, a photo of Paris Hilton on a boat having her top pulled up and her breasts exposed, and then a leaked photo from it was like a huge controversy at the time when High School Musical's Vanessa Hudgens had a nude photo released that she reportedly sent to Drake Bell. That's what the history was at the time.
Drake Bell, another hot celebrity.
Exactly, who I would also absolutely include on the list 100%.
Absolutely.
Himself. But so that photo I had printed out as well and stapled into this, like all around, like staples into this file folder, and then stuffed under my bed and closed with that decorative piece of wood. So that's like, I guess if we're talking like, masturbatory, then that's the first thing that comes to mind for me.
Now, that's really interesting that you would say that. I mean, I never went that far. I mean, I didn't have like a printer active and ready. I know your dad was always horny about having like a computer set up and a printer there and a nice desk. He had to have that nice desk set up wherever he went. But I used to I first got into all this stuff by I was so afraid that my parents would see everything in my search history that I would just play on like flash game websites, like newgrounds.com, and they had like an adult section, and I would go there and play dress up games, and I would undress Misty from Pokemon, and it was the first time I had seen like portrayals of vagina, and I was like, I like that little crease right there.
Oh, okay.
You could take Misty's you could like dress her, like it was an actual dressing game, but you could go so far as to take her underwear off and it would show you in vivid detail. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know, maybe 11,
I'd like
12.
to see that.
Oh, it's nice. Yeah. I mean,
it's Misty. I'd put her on the list.
She's not as put Misty from Pokemon. But I never had the file, but I did have something like it where I would go upstairs because we had a computer room. This is the days where you had a special room dedicated for your computer. For all you Gen Zers out there, you don't remember that, do you? But I used to go upstairs and draw figures of naked women and like specifically the vagina. I would draw what I remembered of it, and then I would jerk off to it because I was desperate.
That's so fucking funny.
I would jerk off to my own drawings.
The other thing that I'm reminded of is the collection of phallic and other gay imagery that my mom found on my cell phone.
Oh, yeah, you were like a teenager,
13
right?
Or 14. Yeah, I was like 13 or 14. I was friends with Hannah. I blamed the whole thing on Hannah. And I had an SD card, one of those mini SD cards that you could put in the side of your phone. And I had used it on my computer to load with just
tons of gay porn.
And so I guess I'll describe what that part now, because that's what relates, and then I'll tell you what happened, of course. But the some of the celebrities that were featured in that content, because some of it was just straight up actual porn.
Right.
A lot of it was fake images, of celebrities that I knew were fake. A lot of them I was like, okay, well that's fake, and I know it's fake, but I'm still gonna
relieve
it. And so I'm thinking like that was Zac Efron. He was on that SD card. There was a lot of photos of that would be photoshopped of Cole and Dylan Sprouse together.
It was kids.
Well, I'm sure. Yeah, I guess they technically were children.
Well, you know, somebody who was an adult made that. I mean, you were a kid
Well,
then,
yeah,
but somebody who
you're
was
right,
an
yeah.
adult made that. That's creepy.
You're right. That is, you're right. That is really sick. That's really sick. Like,
Whatever.
you're making me feel sick.
You were a kid. I'm not blaming you.
I
I'm blaming
know.
the person who drew it, like, photoshopped that.
But the other image that I distinctly remember of the set that involved a celebrity was a photo of course, photoshopped of Ashton Kutcher taking a giant penis through a glory hole and it, like going like this.
Oh my God, Ashton.
Now, when my mom, the only reason that one sticks out is because when my mom, it was like a couple days after my birthday. So honestly, it's like right around this time, years ago. I don't know when, but it was around this time of year. And my mom was just like, let me see your phone. And of course I knew. Now, I don't know why I did this, but when I left my dad's house, because my mom didn't have Wi-Fi at the time, that's why I did it. I loaded all the photos from the SD card into my phone so I would have access to them because my mom didn't have Wi-Fi. And I had to hand over my phone to my mom. She wouldn't take no for an answer despite my
Do you know why she wanted it in the first
refusals.
place?
She's like, well, I'm allowed to go through it. That's just, she was that type of controlling
Oh,
person. She's like, I
God.
pay for it. I'm allowed to go through it. Still gives me like trauma to this day. I still like jump when like Taylor tries to look at my phone. I'll like jump because I'm like, pretty much because of this moment. She she takes my phone and she like starts going through it. And she's like, "Oh my God!" And she like finally gets to the pictures because like at first she's just looking through text, and I'm like, "I don't care about that."
I feel
and I'm
so
like, "Just don't
awkward
look
for
at."
you.
I'm pretty sure I said, "Just don't look at the pictures."
You said that?
I was like, "You're gonna see something you don't want to see," and she looked because of course like, and so she goes through and she's like, "Wow, oh my God." And I'm like, "It's Hannah's," I'm like, "I'll just blame it on Hannah." I'm like, "She just asked me to hold the
God.
SD card for her." And she turns the phone to me on that photo of Ashton Kutcher. And
Oh
she
my
says,
God.
because I'm sure
Oh
Hannah
my
really
God.
wants to see this.
Oh my God. Oh God, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a hard story to tell, I bet.
So that's traumatizing, yeah.
What did you say?
Well, I just kept up with the lie for a long time, and then after a while, like I would say a couple years, I was just like, hey, can I have that memory card back? And eventually, and she gave it back to me.
No, why was your mom so upset? I mean, it's just porn.
I don't know, but she was very upset. And because I blamed it on Hannah, she was like, well, you're not allowed to hang out with Hannah anymore. And so, I had a lot of
I feel like I
finagling to
remember
do with
this
that.
happening. We were friends then, right? Because I feel
Yeah.
like it just happened one day. You're like, Mom, you told me at school or something. You're like, yeah, my mom found gay porn on my phone and she took it from me. And I was like, what?
Yeah, it was
You're like,
bad.
yeah, I'm pissed.
It was really bad. And I had, nip that in the bud because I was going to say something bad. There were other images on there that I really wanted to get. And so I couldn't find through Google, so I'm really glad that she gave me that. But of course now I don't have those photos anymore.
I'm looking at this now from the perspective of your mom, and I'm thinking like, wow, like if my 15-year-old son, I'm looking through his phone and he's like, don't look at the pictures, you're going to see something you want to see. I'm thinking I'm going to see a picture of his own penis.
Right. And
I would
she
immediately
went
hand
right
the
in
phone
there.
back and I'd be like, no, I don't want to see that. That's
Yeah,
how my parents
exactly.
would have handled that. They're like, am I going to see a picture of your penis? And I'd be like, yeah.
And
And
I
they
would have
give
been like, yeah.
Well, my parents were never like that. They never really cared. My dad walked in on me a few times having sex. But I blocked that out of my memory. So
Right, I would too.
But
Yeah.
that's a really embarrassing story.
Right. So, I guess those are the only celebrities that I could really think of, though,
Now, there's
in
this-
those scenarios.
There's a celebrity for me that I would say I've jerked to, I think, more than anybody else. Like even porn actresses or just this one person. Emma Roberts of American Horror Story.
Yeah,
Now,
I did
for
know
me,
this.
y'all, this is something I'm usually pretty private about, but I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm 25 years old. Nobody cares about me. My friends do, but like random people, why would they ever care? I have a smoking fetish. I really like when women smoke, specifically cigarettes. And Emma Roberts she just fucking does it for me. I don't know what it is, but there are tons of pictures of her online doing it. And to me, it's just like, there was a time where I couldn't get enough of it. Every single night. 2 or 3 times a night, to specifically like multiple pictures of Emma Roberts. And
I could see that.
To me, she is the hottest celebrity for it, because it just elevates her to a whole new level. I already find her very attractive, but she's just like the prototypical girl I would like seeing doing it, because it's like, yeah, she's kind of a bitch, but she's also like, kind of sweet looking, and I don't know, it just does something for me. She's my number one. But above her, I can't really think of anybody else. I don't really find traditional like celebrities. I don't know, Drew Barrymore. Do people like her?
Ew, no, I don't think she would. I don't mean to say ew, but like I don't think she would be on anybody's like
Megan Fox. I don't find Megan Fox attractive.
That's what I was gonna say. Like I was gonna say, like maybe we could wrap up the discussion with talking about like who everybody else. Like a couple years ago, it was controversial when Blake Shelton was named like the sexiest man alive by like
sexy.
People magazine. You think?
Back in the day, he certainly was.
But they're talking about now.
Okay,
and
well,
Blake
that's just
Shelton
wrong.
Now is like old. He's like older. He's like backward Republican asshole.
Isn't he married to somebody like kind of high profile?
Gwen Stefani, yeah.
Gwen Stefani, I forgot about that. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, he was married to Miranda Lambert of country music fame. And then they got divorced, and now he's with
what song
Gwen
does
Stefani.
she do? Miranda Lambert.
Miranda Lambert sings the one that I know most is "From the House That Built Me."
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's a good one though, and goddamn, if I hear it when I'm in Springfield, I bet I'll sob.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, right. Speaking of Megan Fox, though, that kind of reminds, because Megan Fox is currently dating. Machine Gun Kelly. I think he's one of the sexiest men to walk this earth. I think currently, right now, he is probably the sexiest man alive. Tommy, goddamn.
Let me look up a picture of him.
Oh, he's fucking hot.
I think I've seen a picture of him, but I just need to verify for myself. But in that same vein, it kind of reminds me of like someone like, oh yeah.
He's
yeah,
he's a dirty boy,
I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, he's a dirty boy.
He with dirty boys and like boys you're not supposed to like the Paul boys, they're attractive boys.
DePaul?
DePaul.
What are you talking about?
Jake and Logan Paul from YouTube.
Oh, I don't really find those like
they're
bros
like,
attractive.
They're like bros, but that's kind of what Machine Gun Kelly reminds me of. But he's not maybe a bro. He's more of a bad boy, like
he's
Timmy
a bad,
Tabor.
Yeah, like a bad.
Yeah,
exactly. Like, he's a bad boy. He's got tattoos all up and down his neck and shit. Like I'm like, yes, daddy.
What do you think about Pete Davidson? Because I remember when everybody was mad. Everybody was mad about when they were like, because Ariana Grande is so beautiful, and they're like, and he's butt ugly. I don't think
Machine Gun.
Ugly.
Not Machine Gun. Pete Davidson. It's interesting that you would name him too, because Pete Davidson is best friends with Machine Gun Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't think you knew the relationship.
No
they're best friends. Pete Davidson is like, I think he's like the kind of guy like I would have a relationship with.
Oh yeah.
Sure. I would enjoy having sex with him, and I just think he'd be like, that's the kind of guy I'm like, oh, I could like cuddle up with him at night and like, I feel
funny.
like yeah, he's funny as fuck.
Tomorrow for my birthday, I'm gonna try to watch The King of Staten Island because we wanted to go to the movies, but I'm like, well, if we're gonna spend like $25 to see a movie I don't want to see, I'd rather spend it to see a movie I do want to see, and I do want to see it.
And if you don't like it, I imagine I'm going to see the tweets tomorrow being like,
right.
Pete Davidson, you ruined my fucking birthday, you untalented hack.
Right.
Or the Letterboxd review at least.
For sure. It'll definitely get a review on Letterboxd if it's going to be a birthday special. But it seems like one of those movies. Have you seen like the trailer and have you seen anything about it?
Yeah, I've seen the trailer and shit for it. I'm pretty sure Machine Gun Kelly's in that one too.
Seems like a movie that's gonna. I don't want to give it too high of expectations, but it seems like it's gonna make me have emotions. But maybe that's giving it too high of expectations because it's by Judd Apatow.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Judd Apatow's work. I don't think I should highbrow Judd Apatow. I think he's funny. I think because
yeah, but should I expect to be moved? Because I'm expecting to be moved, and has he ever
probably
moved?
The impression I got from the movie was that it kind of very closely follows Pete Davidson's real story. But the thing I used to really like Pete Davidson, but the thing I don't like about him now is that all of his material is based on just this one thing about his life. That his dad was like in fucking 9/11 and he lost his dad, and it's just like that's all Pete Davidson is. It's just my dad died in 9/11, haha, I make fun of it, haha, I'm damaged, haha.
Right.
But I mean, I imagine going into it from your perspective, like not hearing the story a million times.
Right.
You'd probably be really moved.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to. I guess I'll have to report back after, on our next episode.
Yeah, in the next episode, we'll have a full review of the King of Staten Island.
Well, until next time, folks.
Until next time.
Stay moat.
Stay moat.
I'm just a small town boy from Appalachia.